Welcome to JU Dolphins Up Close. I'm Scott Manzi. Homecoming was last weekend here at JU, and it was bigger and better than ever before. Hopefully you were able to make it out to take in some of the countless activities that took place on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but if not, here's a sample of what you missed.
This is a unique experience here at Jacksonville University for today's events, Saturday, Sunday, the weekend's events. We have 300 families registered to participate in events. That's registered families from kids that are here, student athletes that are here, and even some prospects, some prospective student athletes and prospective new students at Jacksonville University and their families. It's really a great event. As with any other enterprise, this is an enterprise where we're as good as our sponsors and as good as many of our donors and philanthropists. So I mentioned Grillman's Hot Dogs as one of our partners. Seabest Seafood is another of our partners. BNC Financial has been with us. You can sponsor signage, you can sponsor scoreboards, you can sponsor radio and television spots. So all of this is done with the goodwill of our sponsors. I think it's a compendium of events. President Cost and Kimberly Jones, our undergraduate, or I should say our university advancement chief, they put their heads together to come up with this. The idea was make it inclusive, not just a university sort of graduate experience, but rather one for prospective students, one for the greater Jacksonville community. We're going to have so many visitors here, not to mention that Stetson University is bringing over 1,000 folks to DB Milne Field. So I think what you're going to see is a whole laundry list of events that start about 10 o'clock in the morning. There's a 5K fun run. There's all sorts of other activities. And it's a community event. It's a university event. It's a regional event. It's a City of Jacksonville event. And it's certainly an event for our student athletes. All 20 of our squads, all 20 have something going on this weekend. Men's golf is on the road. That's the only team that's physically not going to be present. But baseball, alumni. Softball's playing a 10-inning game against Flagler College. Basketball, men's and women's have things going on. We've got men's and women's soccer, Atlantic Sun events. We've got volleyball with a dual homestand. Football, of course. I mean, it's nice to have this many activities not only on campus for our general student population, but for everybody who has some taste for some different sort of sporting event, you can find it here this weekend. It's a little tough to have a night football game in the Pioneer Football League. We're a national conference. All of our schools are geographically dispersed. Frankly, and luckily, Stetson's the closest geographically. So Stetson last year asked us to play a night game. And we, in fact, were obliged to do that. We felt as though it was our duty to go down and do that on their behalf. And then we asked them to reciprocate. So the idea for a night game between Stetson and Jacksonville University originated with them. It makes great sense for us to do that. As you know, I don't have to tell you, Friday night lights, Saturday night lights, it's cool. It's not only cool from an ambiance point of view, but the temperature is cooler. It's just much more tolerable to be at the stadium in the field rather than baking at noon on a hot Jacksonville weekend. So it's a neat event. There's no question we'd love to do this 2 or 3 or 4 times a year. It's just a matter of travel and schedule for our opponents. If you can't have a good time at Jacksonville University Homecoming and Family Weekend, you're just not trying hard enough.
You might remember a series of stories we did here on JU Dolphins Up Close last year, which focused on those who work tirelessly behind the scenes to help make the student athletes here at JU so great. First, we met with Mindy Black, sports nutritionist, who taught us proper diet. Then with former head of sports medicine Andy Carter, who illustrated how athletic trainers here at JU use certain techniques for prevention and treatment of our student athletes. Finally, we talked with Andrew Bates, who is head of strength and conditioning here at JU, has rebuilt both our weight programs and our athletes. Now we look at the life of equipment manager Walter Betts, who is responsible for every little thing that athletes and us in general take for granted leading up to game day. Life for equipment manager Walter Betts starts early on game days.
On game day, we get here kind of early, about 5.5 to 6 hours prior to game day, to kickoff actually. And then we just come in, put their jerseys in their lockers, make sure they have all the correct equipment. And then when we're done this, we go into the equipment room and put their pants and game socks in their mailboxes.
Before he can get to game day, there are months worth of prep.
The first thing what I do is I go through the new Nike catalog each year and figure out what I like in the catalog, and then I get with Coach Bell to figure out what he likes, and then we get together at the different stuff what we'll be wearing this year. Like this year, I was looking at this sweat jacket for our travel suit between this one and probably something like this right here.
How much feedback, you said you meet with Coach Bell, but is there anybody else that has any say on what the equipment and stuff looks like?
I do get with the seniors and ask the seniors what they like. I show them a couple different pictures and try to get what they might want on the t-shirts each year, so it's not the same stuff every year. Get something new, you know. I'm trying to get the best bang for my buck on the quality of stuff we're putting on the kids, but I want it to look the best. I want to look better than anybody else in the PFL.
With the slogan like "Determined to Repeat," you know, who's Coach Bell's green light in that, and then
he is. Anything I put on the shirts, he red lights red light or green lights anything I do for the program. Coach Nick Navarre is the one who came up with the DTR, determined to repeat. So after the season's over, I'll figure out what our slogan is for next year, and then we'll go and start doing the artwork for it and seeing what it looks like on a T-shirt before we even put it on the T-shirt. Dr. Horner pretty much gives me the reins and lets me do what I want to do, and every once in a while he gives me a little kickback, but you never know. You always got to try.
What went into the redesigning of the jerseys from last year?
We got all the seniors together and went on this same website and started off with just a plain white jersey, and they said we didn't want to go white, we wanted to go gray, so we threw a little gray in there, and we had 12 different guys trying to vote on one uniform. It took us probably about 4 or 5 hours, but normally takes me about 30 minutes to do. Mm-hmm. But it was fun. The kids are the ones that are wearing it, so they should be able to at least voice their opinion on what they want to wear.
So are you more of a traditionalist jersey guy, or do you like some of the crazy things like Oregon rolls out there?
No, Oregon's overrated. They have all the uniforms, but how many national championships do they have?
Well, who's got the best uniforms in college football, would you say?
Alabama, Penn State. I'm a traditional guy, hey. But the kids today, they love the Oregons of the world, so what do I have to do? I go the way of Oregon, that the kids say if they look good, they play good. If they look bad, they're going to play bad.
The week before a game is full of tasks.
We probably watch at least 10 to 20 loads a day because we have 19 sports here at JU. So big majority of our day, more than equipment-wise, is washing equipment. So you got all your towels and all that good stuff.
How do the players keep their stuff together?
We got these laundry loops. They put their stuff on a loop. Like each football player gets 2 loops. They put their stuff on the loop, and then when we're done, like this one right here is number 45. So what I'll do is take it from here, and then we're going to come over here and put it in their box. So each kid has their own box for their stuff. And when they're done working out each day, when they're done practice, we wash their stuff, we go and put it right back in their mailbox.
How much detergent and all do you go through in, say, a week or a month's time?
We go through, in about a week, we go through probably about 20 gallons of detergent a week. And out of a week, we probably do close to probably 150 to 200 washes a day. I mean, a week. I'm sorry. We do about 150 to 200 washes a day. Actually, these aren't done yet, so I'm about to let them run a little bit longer. In about 45 minutes, it'll be done. So then I go and take it back to their locker room across campus. So the whole thing for one load takes about an hour and a half to get washed and dried. So we have to get the balls ready for game day. We normally do this on like a Tuesday so we can practice with them all week. But go ahead and put get the air hose ready, and got to make sure the air pressure is correct. You can't have it too soft like that, so we have to put a little air in this thing. Our target pressure is anywhere between 12.5 and 13.5, and I try to normally keep it at about 12.5, just so it's a little easier to catch, to hold, to throw. Tom Brady, he had his little thing, and we have ours. So get the gauge, and that's still a little bit too much. We have to let a little bit more out. Get that down there to 12.5. There we go, got it right on it. So we can get this stuff. It's something like a surfboard wax. It just cleans the balls up, makes them look nice and pretty. So you get them and you get the brush and just start rubbing on this thing. Just go all over the ball and just makes it nice and shiny for game day, and gives it a little bit of stick, but nothing illegal. Every school in America does this. Normally they have a spinner where they run it on, but I'd rather do it by hand because I know it's evenly all over the ball. And we use a dozen of balls per game due to the weather. So, done one, then we go to the next one.
Now, do you use new balls every week?
Every Tuesday I'll bring a dozen balls out. So, for 11 games we'll go through 11 dozen balls. I normally order about 13 dozen balls for between preseason and the regular season. So
What do you do with the old ones?
we throw them away, or if kids want a ball, we give them the balls, because after a week and they get wet, they start getting slippery, and this stuff, even if we went over it again, it still wouldn't bring back to life, and the little nipples on it, they go away. So, or the kickers use them.
Can't have enough kicker balls.
Never have enough kicker balls. Or like after a game, if a little kid wants the ball, we can go ahead and give them a ball after the game. But this is what we'll do. It takes about 30 minutes to do a dozen balls. Not long at all. Trying to get ready for Davison. That's going to be Military Appreciation Day. So what we have to do is get all the helmet, take all the old stickers off, and put the new stickers on. Hit it the best you can on the first shot, because when we have to get the helmets repainted, if it's not a good paint on the helmet, it'll start coming off.
Now, would you say that was a pretty good effort?
It was for a first shot, yes. Sometimes with some of the helmets are more difficult than others, but as a whole, it was pretty good for first shot. That's how long it takes to get a helmet ready. And I have to do that 96 times.
So how much time do you have to kind of factor in for preparing helmets, and how much help do you have?
It's myself and my assistant Kevin Norman. We both take care of it. It takes us about a day and a half to do 96 helmets.
How tired are your hands at the end of the day?
My thumbs are the worst, because of all that rubbing. After a while, it starts wearing the skin down. So every once in a while, you might have to go put a little tape on it to help out a little bit.
There is some room for fun in between all the work.
You got the owl up here. We use it now as a little deterrent. If kids wanting to come in and borrow stuff what's not theirs, I tell them there's a camera in it, and it records everybody who walks in and out of the equipment room. But actually, it first started back in 2010 after we lost to App State. Tom Leonard, our old equipment manager, he was riding through campus and he found it landed on the ground, and he picked it up and he brought it out to the next game, and we didn't lose. So he was like, well, maybe we got something. He goes, so he took it to every game that year. We went 10-1 that year. It went on the airplanes with us. It went everywhere we went. It went. So it's been around. It's been in the family for a good little bit of time.
Road trips add to the workload.
On Thursday morning, me and my assistant Kevin will come in and get out all the travel bags, and then go get with Coach Bell and the assistants and find out what the travel list is. So normally on a conference game, we travel 56, so I find out what 56 guys are going with us this week. And then once I find that out, then we go and get their jerseys out and get their game pants out and socks and bring the bags out. We load all their stuff in their bags for them. And then once practice starts on Thursday, I put their bags in front of their locker, so post-practice, they'll go and put their shoulder pads and everything they want in the bag. And then once we're done that, then I have to go and charge the headsets for the sideline and for the press box and pack my bags up. Like for each game, I bring 9 bags to a game because I have enough stuff to dress out 3 full players with helmets, shoulder pads, pants, jerseys, everything. You never know what's going to go on in the game, so you never know. I might need it. Somebody's helmet breaks, I have to get them a new helmet. So I have all that. Cleat-wise, we pack extra cleats. We pack anything you can think of, we have that and then some.
The next time you watch a game and see how great the players look, remember, there's a Walt behind the scenes somewhere doing all that.
Thanks, Walt. All right, bud.
Thank you for tuning in to JU Dolphins Up Close. Until next time, I'm Scott Manzi, bidding you good night.